Hi everyone, it's Teresa, and today I want to give it another try with the 3D balloons. This time I'm using some round coasters, and I'm also going to be using some mica powder that I got off of Temu, and I've got some white pigment from Let's Resin. So I'm starting this off by just putting in some clear resin, and I'm filling each coaster up about halfway. I had a horrible time with this resin. This is supposed to be a 4-hour demold resin from Tea Expert, and there are millions and millions of micro bubbles in it. I know it's cold out, but I did everything I could possibly do to help eliminate some of these bubbles, but they're still there. So I'm trying to pop some of the bubbles with my heat tool, and this helped a little bit, but not too much, because after I mixed it, I put it in my Resner's bubble machine to help reduce the bubbles, and they still had a bunch. I hit it with a heat gun, I sprayed it with alcohol. I tried everything I could think of. So there's still a few bigger bubbles that I want to try to get out of there. Sorry for mixing some of this off camera down at the bottom where you couldn't really see. I'm still trying to get used to this new camera, and my husband changed the setup for me. So I have it coming up over my head from behind me and filming down, and so sometimes it's hard to judge where the lens is so that I can get everything on screen. But it's work in process. Eventually I'll get it, so just please bear with me. And I love the color of this purple. It is so pretty. It is a deep, dark purple, and I just love it. This next color is a gold color. I know on camera here, you'll see in a minute, it looks more yellow-orange, but it turned out to be a really, really pretty gold. And with this white, I wanted to shake it up, make sure I got it mixed really well, so I got that good, crisp, clear color. and I put in about 4 to 5 drops. The one thing about using this resin, it is really thick. So I feel that, the viscosity of it helps, where the last time I tried this, the resin I was using was a bit runnier. But as you can see, I cannot get a perfect circle on this or a perfect spiral. But, handcrafted stuff is not perfect. And I did not mix enough the first time, so I had to go back and add some more resin. I wasn't sure how much resin I would need to do this, so I had 2 cups that I mixed up. The first one was about 7 ounces of resin, and the second one was about 6.5 ounces. So needless to say, I overmixed. That one, I got a little wild with the purple. I was just a little shaky, too much caffeine. Now with this white, I tried a couple of different things with it. For the first 2 coasters, I decided to try and mimic the spirals. And then by the time I got done with the second coaster, I didn't have a lot left, so I thought, I'm just going to do circles. And we'll see what happens. I was trying to hurry a little bit because the resin was getting, thicker as it sat. And if you look, you can already start to see it moving before I've even tried to put the petals in. I was going to try to get the powder out, and then I thought, we'll just leave it. And I'm hitting it with the heat gun again, trying to get rid of more of the bubbles. I mean, these are just things that I'm making for me, but still, I'd like them to not have a million bubbles in them. I was going to use that tool, and then I thought, nah, with my luck, it would probably fall off the tip of it. I've already had that happen on one of those, and those were some cheap ones that I got from Temu. So when I was making the petals, I tried a couple of different ways. I tried wiping it every time that I went in and did a line for a petal, and then on some of them, I wiped it every other time, and then some of them, I didn't even wipe it at all. I probably should have sped this up a little bit so as not to draw it out. And then the other thing I did with this last one was I switched, instead of using the silicone tip, I'm using a dotting tool to see if that made a difference, because it was tinier. So now we'll let this sit. I'm gonna try to use up some of my leftover resin, and then we'll see how well it turns out. I'm hoping for some good blooms. We'll see. Okay, it has been 24 hours, and I had a lot of leftover resin, so I made this trinket tray and this trinket tray. And this is a mold that I got for Christmas. So let's see if we can open it here. Wow. Okay. I'm going to try and break the seal somehow without wrecking it. There we go. Now, one thing I have to say, I used IT Expert 4-hour demold, and it sucks. I have had nothing but problems with this resin since I bought it. Each time I try to use it, it is just so full of bubbles. And I get it, it's really cold right now, so it is going to be, you're going to have more bubbles. But I also, I put the resin in hot water for like a half hour before I used it. But as you can see, it's still real bendy. And this is supposed to be a 4-hour demold and then fully cured in 8 to 10 hours. Well, it's not. And it has never worked like that for me. Now this piece, you can see there was a lot of air bubbles in it. I did not have a lot of leftover resin, so it's not completely there. This one, I used some of the leftover purple, and then I used the leftover clear, and then the leftover gold I sprinkled on top, and then I just kind of tried to create a pattern. So let's see how this looks. Oh, that looks nice. Got a nice pattern. I like that. But let's admit it, we're here for the coasters. So looking from this side, I really like the way that this bloomed out. Now let's see what the other side is going to look like. And I did not put a backing on it, so once again, these are clear. Oh, look at that. You see how pretty that turned out? Move some of the stuff out of the way here. This one, a big clump of powder. I didn't have it mixed, so it kind of flopped out. But this one too, that's the back of it. Oh, look how pretty that turned out. And like this one, can you see all the micro bubbles and stuff from there? I mean, I love the way that this all bloomed out, but lots of bubbles. And it is this resin. Like I said, I had it sitting in hot water for half an hour. Then I mixed it real slow. I used the bubble machine and nothing. Oh, look at that one. That is pretty too. I think I might put a small cover, maybe black or something on it. This one too, you can see all the bubbles in the middle. But the blooming looks really nice. It doesn't quite look like a flower, but it does have a really cool design. Well, let me know what you think in the comments. What would you have done differently? You have any tips or tricks to help me make these better? Let me know. But I am very happy with the way these came out. It's almost Mardi Gras colors. But alright, that's all I have for today. Thanks. Bye.